We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies. The D-backs are riding an 8-game win streak. They'll try to run it to 9 next. Brian Barrios is ready to go as he's on the mound for the Phils. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, a lot of guys' lucky number is 7, but as a pitcher, you give up 7 earned runs and you take the loss. That's not a very good number. He's going to hope to be much better in this one here.
Now at the plate, Eddie James. Watch is fully in effect these days as he's potentially closing in on a historic triple crown. He leads all 3 categories.
It's really hard to put together one of those monumental seasons. This guy's got a shot at the triple crown, hitting well over 300 in his last 10 games.
0-1 count and the pitch. Left center, base hit. Oh, and he botches it. Ramos ignores his coach. He's chugging for home. And the run will score as the Diamondbacks take the early 1-0 lead.
Wow, that error has got to really sting. Anytime a run scores because of an error, it eats at you, but especially when he comes around from first, he wasn't even in scoring position when the play started.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Josh Naylor, as we run you the numbers to see the splits between July and August. Runner goes for third. Bouncing ball toward the hole. Only play is going to be to first, so score it as an RBI ground out as the lead moves to 2. So next to the plate for the Phils, Anthony Flores. And you can see he really enjoys hitting here at Citizens Bank Park, which is not a shocker. It's a good place to be a hitter. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Left fielder giving chase. He gets there, and that's the second out. At the plate, Brian Barrios, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. In the air now out to left field. James will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Philadelphia. They're down 2-1. Ready for another chance? Eddie James. He reached on a single in his first try.
Yeah, Matty, pressure's off right now. He extended his hitting streak that last plate appearance. Now he gets to get back into his zone, work on his craft, and try and drive something in the gap.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Alvarez is underneath this one, and that's out number 2. Up next for Arizona, Eddie James. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last.
Uh-oh, hold that thought as this one is deep down the line in left, hooking, but it's a fair ball, home run. So a solo shot down the line in left, so he just continues to club the baseball at an alarming rate. And this lead has been cut to just 6 now.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
Striding in, number 2. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Left fielder looking up, still going back. A leap at the wall, but forget it, it's gone, a home run.
Wow, that's what a pitcher gets for not putting what he thought.
Stepping up now, Eddie James. He homered earlier and is 2 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, man, this guy flexed his muscles with that last at-bat. We heard that he has good power. That last bomb had to go well over 400 feet. He hit it a long way.
Hey, Nicky right here. 1 time.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Boucher will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll move on now to the bottom half of the 7th. Get up and stretch. The Phillies lead it.
Well, the die was cast in the 3rd inning when they posted a bunch of runs. After that, they did everything they had to just to wrap up this victory.
This one ends with a 10-5 score. Philadelphia led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Brian Barrios with his 4th win this season. Jimmy Wood couldn't work out of the 3rd inning, taking the loss.
Philadelphia Phillies.
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. Tonight, an intriguing matchup between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies. Stay tuned for Phillies baseball next.
I can't hear you, Herman.
Jesus Castillo, the right-hander from Venezuela, gets the starting nod in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent games in there. It's not easy having an ERA under 4 in baseball. He's slightly over that, but this guy's a better pitcher than that ERA indicates.
The relay, the tag, and he is out at second. Into the box, Eddie James, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
Really doesn't matter which side the plate of this guy.
Oh, and he hammers it to deep right field, and he's going to make the catch. And he paid a big price for it, too, as he crashes headlong into the wall. And while we have a moment here, let's look at the Phillies' Road to the Show report. 2 guys there that this organization has to be happy about right now.
Now batting, left fielder, Eddie.
Into the box, Eddie James. Liner in there for a base hit. And this one scoots all the way to the wall. Ramos blows through the stop sign, headed for home. And he's safe at the plate, as it's now a 1-run ball game. And now time is called here as their pitching coach is going to pay a quick visit to the mound to discuss how they want to attack things here.
The first baseman.
Hit hard up the middle, reined in.
Slide.
And there's one away. Striding in once again, Keston Hiura, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Left fielder giving chase. He can't get to it. This one's down. And to score from third, the tying run.
Well, that run won't be charged against him, but he's still disappointed. His job is to shut the door down when they call on him. And
stepping in, number 2. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Skied in the air to straightaway left. James is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out. Ready for another shot now, Eddie James. He'll have the first crack at it here as we start inning number 8. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Going back is the right fielder. And they have taken the lead. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. And it's now a 1-run ball game.
boy, when this guy gets in a groove, he can hit him, and when he hits him in bunches. Hit a home run in last night's game, and if they continue to pitch him on the outer part of the plate, look out, this guy's going to do some major damage. And with that win, number 111 on the year, They tied a legendary 1954 Cleveland Indians on the all-time win list. One of the best regular seasons of all time, folks.
A tight one, 7-6, the final score tonight. The Diamondbacks set the pace in the division with their 111th win. Ryan Helsley earns the victory, his 11th in relief this year. Henry Horton hammers down the save, his 43rd of the campaign. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter. MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today we've got a good matchup in store between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies baseball starts right now. Steven Ishikawa will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Matty V, a little bit of a mixed bag with this guy. An ERA of over 4 in his last 3 starts. He's either been really good or really bad, and recently he's been more bad than good. It'll be interesting to see if he can turn it around and pitch better in this one here today.
Digging in, Eddie James. Watch is fully in effect these days as he's potentially closing in on a historic triple crown. He leads all 3 categories. And there's out number 2. Stepping into the box, Eddie James, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First delivery to him on the way. Drilled right back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. And they'll tie the ball game as the run scores from second to make it a 2-2 ball game now.
Well, Dero, you know, they say records are made to be broken, and what a monster year this guy's had.
Yeah, there it is, Dan. Most RBIs in one season. I can't begin to tell you as a former offensive player what that means. You want to put biscuits in the basket. Runs scored in ribbies. Runs scored in ribbies. And this guy's the best in the business right now.
And no chance on the throw, so a great effort, but that'll be scored a base hit. And time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. Coming to the plate now, Keston Hiura, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. Oh, and it misses, ball 4, and that will force home a run.
And it's times like these that a pitcher feels awfully lonely. I can see why he didn't want to be too aggressive. Last thing he wants to do is give up a grand slam to a dangerous hitter, but walking in a run is painful too. And
a swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. So they wind up with 2 in the inning, but it could have been a lot worse as they leave the bases loaded. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Diamondbacks 3 and the Phillies 2. Digging in now, Eddie James. He singled his last time up.
Yeah, Matty, pressure's off right now. He extended his hitting streak that last plate appearance. Now he gets to get back into his zone.
There's a swing and a drive, and everybody's just going to sit back and watch that one fly. A no doubt home run. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. So he just continues to club the baseball at an alarming rate. And it stakes the Diamondbacks to a 4-2 lead.
well, if I was the manager, I would tell my pitchers to work around this guy. I mean,
now at the plate, Eddie James. He homered earlier and is 2 for 3 to this point.
yeah, Matt, and that last at-bat, that was a pretty good pitch. A fastball down and away that he went out and hooked and pulled it. So if I'm on the mound right now, I'm going to have to think about throwing one up and in and standing this guy up to make that outside corner not as appealing.
Every game the pitcher gets the lineup card, he circles the guy that can't beat him. Well, obviously, he didn't circle this guy. That's his third knock of the game, and he has been on fire.
The first baseman, Josh Naylor.
From the belt, kicks and deals. On the ground to the left side. He's got it.
Beat it out, beat
Throw
it
to
out,
first
beat
will
it
get
out.
him easily, and the side is retired. One left for the Diamondbacks, and it remains a 4-3 game.
Anytime you can win a game, let alone on the road, you have to feel really good about yourself. It's not easy going into that other team's ballpark and coming out with a win, but they did just that.
A one-run finish, 4-3, the final tally today. The D-backs with the division-leading 112th win. Thomas Helland records his 18th win of the year. Henry Horton closes the door for the save, his 44th of the season. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
The final line score for our ball game this afternoon for the victorious Diamondbacks.
Afternoon baseball here on the show. Today we've got a good matchup ahead between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's Phillies baseball next on the show. Touki Toussaint gets into the ball for the fourth and final game of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, it just goes to show you how tough it is to pitch in today's game. This guy has a career ERA over 5. At times he can be good, and at times he can be really, really bad. It'll be interesting to see which guy shows up in this one here today.
The left fielder, Eddie James.
Here's the first pitch to him. Hit hard on the ground towards second, and that's through for a hit.
Man, you smoked that thing. That a boy, good job.
And as you see right there, that'll push his hitting streak yet another game as he has been on fire this month.
He certainly has. He's seeing the ball so big, Matty. You see the confidence oozing off him in the box. He hasn't fished at anything in the last month or so. So I don't expect this to go away anytime soon.
Ready now, Josh Naylor, as we run you the numbers to see the splits between July and August. Offered and missed. Here's the throw. It skips in and he's safe. Close play, but he's in there. Don't know if that was a true hit and run there with 2 strikes or not, but he's into second base safely on the strikeout. Now at the plate, Keston Hiura. And now the Diamondbacks look to push more across in the opening frame. 0-2. Here it is. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Digging in, Eddie James. And here's an at-bat you don't want to miss. The pop is something to see, so will have to be dealt with carefully here.
Come on, baby. See it up and drive it.
From the belt, the pitch. And a hanger as he gives this one a pretty good ride out to deep center. Gone! It's a grand slam. So one swing, and he unloads the bases on that one. So he just continues to club the baseball at an alarming rate. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Yeah, you've got to feel really sorry for the pitcher. He was up against the ropes, bases loaded, with the power hitter at the plate. The best thing you can do in that situation is to try to keep him from making hard contact. Well, so much for that. He obviously made a mistake, and the big slugger made him pay.
Leading off the inning, number 2, and they'll need him to get something going here.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Well, it's still early, but it's also worth noting that he'd be in line for the win if this keeps up as we take a look at the league leaders in games won this season. And as you see, he's right up there among league leaders in that department. Ready once again, Eddie James. He's off to a fast start in this one, 2 for 2, including a home run. Here's the first pitch to him. High in the air down the right field line. But this is going to wind up a foul ball.
All right, one time, right here.
The 0-1 on its way. He's running. Hits it high and deep out to center field.
Come on.
But that'll stay in the park as it's off the wall. And the run will score all the way from first.
It's rare to hit a triple, but he's knocking on the door of history right now. In addition to that three-bagger, which is the hardest one to get, he already has a home run and a single, so if he gets a double next time up, he's going to have a cycle.
So here's the cleanup hitter for Arizona, Josh Naylor. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta fight.
Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch. And he will get in to score, and it's a run batted in on the sacrifice fly.
Always productive to score runs when you can, and that sacrifice fly right there drives home the second run of the inning.
Now batting, Robert Boucher, runner in scoring position with Sugan. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. This is hit the other way out toward left field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Phillies strand one, still 8-2. Stepping into the box, Eddie James. He's looking to go 4 for 4 with a base hit right here. And a bouncing ball, foul. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Base hit into right center.
Find the ball.
And he'll pull into second with his 4th hit of the ball game. So there it is. He's hit for the cycle.
Oh, man, he's been just awesome to watch in this one, guys. I mean, a cycle is such a rarity, and it's one of the coolest things you can witness happening in a single game. He's going to be the talk of baseball for a few days after this one.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Josh Naylor. Earned himself an RBI with a sac fly his last time at the plate. Runner's on his way to third. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side. Netzer is there, and the side is retired. Danger averted following the 2-out double. We're back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this. Eddie James will stand in again, but before he does, let's take you back to the second inning of the ballgame. Maybe the key blow so far, a grand slam that really got things started for him. And with first base open, it looks as though they'll go after the next guy with the force at any base now in order and 2 men gone. Stepping up to the plate, Josh Naylor. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the...
And the throw to first is there. The inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. More to come on the show Sunday Baseball after this. Digging in now for Philadelphia, Mariano Castillo.
Now batting, first baseman, Mariano Castillo.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Left fielder is on the move. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Hey, the more things change, the more they just stay the same for this guy. That's save number 45 of the year. He's taken advantage of nearly every opportunity.
8-5 today. Arizona win for a division best 113th time. Matt Manning wins his 17th game of the season as he racked up 10 strikeouts in the effort. Touki Toussaint permitted 6 earned runs to come across in the losing effort. Henry Horton wraps it up for the save, his 45th on the year. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
The final line score for